across Malawi have made history after being selected into different public universities following the release of the 2026 university selection result. The Malawi Prison Service has confirmed the development, describing it as a powerful example of rehabilitation through education. The selected inmates come from 5 prison formations and have been placed across several higher education institutions. Prison Service spokesperson Stephen Meke has appealed for the continued support from stakeholders, stressing that education remains a key pillar in the rehabilitation and reintegration of offenders back into society. However, it remains unclear whether the selected inmates will be granted presidential pardon or special arrangement to physically attend university outside prison facilities.
The selected inmates come from 5 prison formations across the country: Zomba Central Prison, Blantyre Prison, Lilongwe Prison, Mzimba Prison, and Muzuzu Prison. They have been placed across several higher learning institutions following the release of the 2026 university selection results. Happy Thompson has been selected to the Lilongwe University of Agriculture and Natural Resources, while Solia Mtambo and Shaban Kugedi, alongside Kenneth Magambo, have secured places at the University of Malawi. Phineas Melenge, Lova Mofiri, Shikondi Chileka have been admitted to Muzuzu University, while Chipiliro Witka has been placed at the Malawi University of Business and Applied Sciences. Prison Service spokesperson Stephen Meke described the achievement as a reflection of the Prison Service broader vision, one of turning correctional facilities into spaces of reform, learning, and second chances. Meke appealed for the continuous support from stakeholders, stressing that education remains a key pillar in the rehabilitation and reintegration of offenders back into society. But questions remain. Is it still unclear whether the selected inmates will be granted presidential pardon or special arrangements to allow them physically attend university studies outside prison facilities, a factor that would ultimately determine how they proceed with their academic journey.
And in health, the National Agency for Control of AIDS, NACA, has warned Nigerians against relying on unauthorized HIV data circulating on social media, saying such figures may be misleading and taken out of context. The warning follows a viral blog post that claimed that Lagos and Benue states recorded the highest HIV cases in Nigeria in the first quarter of 2026. NACA, in a statement signed by its Director General, Temitope Ilori, on Wednesday, said the blog did not follow established protocols for data request, validation, and dissemination, and urged Nigerians to rely solely on data from authorized government health institutions. The agency clarified that figures from the National Data Repository reflect HIV positivity from routine testing in health facilities and not the actual burden of the disease. NACA further stressed that ranking states based solely on such figures is both misleading and inaccurate, as variations may be influenced by population size, testing intensity, and disparities in data reporting.
A blog post that went viral in April claimed that Nigeria recorded over 20,800 new HIV infections between January and March 2026, citing the National Data Repository as a source. The post further alleged that Lagos accounted for more than 2,200 cases, with Benue following at nearly 1,949. Akwa Ibom, Rivers, and Anambra states were also listed among the highest. But NACA has pushed back. In a statement signed by its Director General, Temitope Ilori, the agency said the publication did not follow established protocols for data requests, validation, and dissemination. NACA clarified that figures drawn from the National Data Repository reflect HIV positivity from routine testing in health facilities and not the actual burden of the disease. The agency stressed that HIV positivity alone is not a valid measure of prevalence or incidence and cannot be used to determine or rank the burden of HIV across states. The agency further explained that variations in such figures may be influenced by population size, differences in scale and density of testing programs, and disparities in data reporting completeness and timeliness. He added that ranking states based solely on these figures is both misleading and inaccurate. NACA has urged Nigerians to rely only on data from authorized government health institutions, emphasizing that such bodies alone hold the mandate and technical expertise to generate, interpret, and release HIV-related information.
Stick with us for Discovery News after the break. We'll be right back.
Hello Africa is your live breakfast show delivering informative, entertaining, and energizing start to your day.
Our expert reviews break down the headlines and help you make sense of today's news.
We bring you nothing but the most interesting highlights on our top African stories.
Plus lifestyle features, inspiring interviews, and the best on the continent.
Every episode is packed with stories that inform, inspire, and celebrate the spirit of the continent.
Catch us live every Monday at 9 a.m.
And be part of the conversation on our social media platforms.
Hello Africa, bringing the continent to your morning.
Africa is rising through knowledge, culture, innovation, and through our universities. This May 25th, African Union Day, we gather again. The Association of African Universities Television, AAU TV, invites you to the African Academic Heritage Fair, AAHF 2026, a space where scholarship meets policy, student voices shape continental dialogue, where Africa's brightest minds and boldest ideas come together to drive Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. And this year, we are spotlighting the theme that touches every home, every school, every clinic, every community, assuring sustainable water availability and safe sanitation systems to achieve the goals of Agenda 2063. Expect a high-level dialogue on water security, sanitation, climate resilience, and human capital. A youth forum, because climate action starts local and youth are leading the way. A research and innovation pitch showcase, where innovators present practical solutions for safe water and sanitation to mentors, funders, and investors. And cultural moment that celebrates Africa's heritage, our identity, our pride. Mark your calendars for Monday, May 25th, 2026 at 10 a.m. GMT. Join us in person at the AAU Secretariat, Ekua, or virtually from anywhere in the world. Register now to celebrate African scholarship and own our future.
Welcome back from the break, and now in Discovery. Rent-to-own housing is emerging as a key solution to Africa's housing crisis, with government and developers introducing the model across countries such as Rwanda, Kenya, and South Africa. The approach is being implemented as a demand for affordable housing rises and access to traditional mortgages remain limited. By allowing households to pay rent while gradually building equity, the model provides a pathway to home ownership without large upfront costs. It is being adopted to address a housing deficit of millions of units and to improve financial inclusion, particularly for low and middle income earners excluded from formal banking systems.
Rent-to-own housing is gaining momentum across Africa's cities as a new path to home ownership. The model allows tenants to convert monthly rent into long-term equity. This means households can gradually work towards owning their homes while living in them. The shift comes as access to traditional mortgages remain limited across the continent. Fewer than 5% of adults are able to access formal home loans. This has left millions struggling to secure affordable housing. Africa's housing deficit is estimated at over 50 million units, with demand expected to grow significantly in the coming years. In response, countries including Rwanda, Kenya, and South Africa are testing rent-to-own programs. In Rwanda, authorities are rolling out affordable housing scheme targeting low-income workers. Under the system, tenants pay rent along with additional contributions that build towards ownership over time. Experts explain that the model removes the need for large upfront deposits required under traditional mortgages. A real estate analyst noted that rent-to-own allows households to build ownership gradually instead of needing full financial qualifications at the start. However, experts also warn that clear legal frameworks are essential to avoid disputes. In cities like Accra, rising property prices continue to limit access to housing for many residents. High-end developments dominate the market, often beyond the reach of average income earners. Analysts say rent-to-own models could help bridge this gap by aligning housing costs more closely with incomes. They added that if properly implemented, the model could improve access to housing, boost financial inclusion, and support sustainable urban development across the continent.
In sports, South African club Mamelodi Sundowns have secured a place in the CAF Champions League final after defeating Esperance 1-0 in the second leg on Saturday. The match was played at Loftus Versfeld Stadium in Pretoria. Colombia forward Brian Leon scored the decisive goal, sealing a 2-0 aggregate victory. The win sent Sundown into a final as they pursue a second continental title, with the team set to face either FAR Rabat or RS Berkane. The first leg of the final is scheduled for May 15 in Pretoria, with a return leg set for May 24 in Morocco. The victory highlights Sundown's strong defensive performance and growing dominance in African club football.
Mamelodi Sundowns have booked their place in the CAF Champions League final. The South African side secured a 1-0 victory over Esperance of Tunisia in the second leg of their semi-final clash. The match was played at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium in Pretoria in front of a packed crowd. Colombian forward Brian Leon once again proved decisive for Sundowns. He scored the only goal of the match, adding to his strike in the first leg. His 2 goals across both matches secured a 2-0 aggregate win for the team. The decisive moments came in the 35th minute. After missing a penalty, Leon reacted quickly to convert the rebound and give Sundowns the lead. Esperance goalkeeper Bashir Ben Said had earlier denied him with a strong save and also stopped the penalty attempt. The Tunisian side came close to equalizing before halftime, but their efforts struck the crossbar. The second half produced limited clear chances, with Sundowns maintaining a solid defensive display. Late efforts from Sundowns were also denied as Esperance pushed forward in search of a goal. Despite introducing attacking changes, Esperance were unable to break through the defense. Sundowns will now face either FAR Rabat or RS Berkane in the final. The first leg is scheduled to be played in Pretoria as the South African side aims to secure a second continental title.
In entertainment, Nigeria Afro star Ira Star has announced the release of her third studio album titled Stargirl, set to drop in July 2026. The announcement was made during an interview on the Jennifer Hudson show. The project, which follows her previous successful albums, is expected to showcase a blend of genres as the singer expands her global sound. With multiple singles already released, the album aims to reach a wider international audience while building on her growing influence in the global music scene. The album will feature her latest single, Where Do We Go?, which signals a shift towards a more global pop sound. Fans are also anticipating collaborations with major artists as the singer hints at their star-studded lineup.
Afrobeat sensation Arya Starr has announced the release of a highly anticipated third studio album. The project, titled Stargirl, is set to be released in July 2026. The Nigerian singer made the announcement during an appearance on the Jennifer Hudson show. She revealed that the album is a deeply personal project that reflects her artistic growth. She stated that she is proud of the body of work and has put everything into its creation, expressing excitement for audience to hear it. The upcoming album will feature a mix of genres, highlighting her versatility as an artist. Her latest single, Where Do We Go?, is expected to be part of the project. The song showcases a shift in sound, blending elements of dancehall and global pop. It follows a series of successful releases in 2025, including Hot Body and the Grammy-nominated Gimme That featuring Wizkid. She also collaborated with Rema on Who's That Girl and released the Afro R&B track All the Love. In another interview, she explained that the album explores new sounds and encourages listeners to expect diversity. The singer has also hinted at collaboration with Asake, raising anticipation among fans. This year has already been significant for the artist, who recently won the MOBO Award for Best International Act. She has also continued to collaborate with other artists, further expanding her global reach. While full details of the album are yet to be revealed, expectations remain high for what could be another major milestone in her career.
Please stick with us for business news after the break.
Are you a university, college, high school, private organization, NGO, individual professor, instructor or facilitator seeking to take advantage of the numerous benefits of online education? Look no further. The AAU eLearn Africa LMS is a great opportunity to begin your journey to online course development and creation for teaching, learning and training purposes. AAU eLearn Africa LMS, which is a partnership between the Association of African Universities and eLearn Africa, has made available ease to use online learning tools to all stakeholders within the educational ecosystem of the African continent. This is to enhance teaching and learning in the bid to expand online learning opportunities for students in Africa. The online platform is open and available for free to all stakeholders and facilitates virtual access to classes without needing the other tools such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, among others. For more information, visit www.elearnafricalms.com or contact us via aaulms@aau.org or estherm@elearnafrica.com. Follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook at AAU eLearn Africa LMS.
Now, the Central Bank of Nigeria has introduced a new benchmark, the Nigerian Overnight Financial Rate, to strengthen the country's financial system. The announcement was made on Friday in Nigeria. The initiative aims to improve transparency, enhance monetary policy transmission, and support accurate pricing in the money market. Developed in collaboration with the Financial Market Dealers Association, the rate is based on actual interbank transactions and aligns Nigeria with global financial standards. It will be published daily to guide investors and financial institutions in pricing short-term instruments. Officials say the move is also expected to boost investor confidence and strengthen risk management across the financial sector.
Nigeria has introduced a new benchmark interest rate aimed at improving transparency in its financial markets. The Central Bank of Nigeria has launched the Nigeria Overnight Financing Rate, known as NOFR. The new rate is designed to strengthen how monetary policy decisions are transmitted across the economy. It also aims to improve how short-term financial instruments are priced in the money market. The initiative was developed in collaboration with the Financial Market Dealers Association. The central bank stated that the benchmark is intended to enhance transparency, support price discovery, and deepen the financial systems. The bank explained that the introduction of NOFR aligns Nigeria with international best practices. It noted that similar benchmarks are already in use globally, including the Secured Overnight Financing Rate in the United States and the Sterling Overnight Index Average in the United Kingdom. The central bank further indicated that the new rate is now operational following stakeholder engagement and regulatory approval. He added that the bank will serve as a benchmark administrator, ensuring governance, transparency, and regular publication. According to the central bank, the rate reflects the cost of overnight securing lending between banks and is based on actual transactions. Officials clarified that the benchmark is not a monetary policy tool, but rather a reference point for pricing financial contracts. The rate will be published daily, providing consistent data for investors and market participants. The central bank also noted that while the benchmark may influence financial markets, it will not directly determine loan or saving rates for individuals. Authorities say the move is expected to boost investor confidence and strengthen Nigeria's financial system over time.
A tragic domestic shooting has left multiple children dead in the United States. In Shreveport, a man opened fire on his family early Sunday morning, killing 8 children, including 7 of his own, and critically injuring 2 women. Authorities say the attack occurred across 2 homes and is being treated as a domestic incident. The suspect, identified as Sharma Elkins, was later killed following a police pursuit that ended in an exchange of gunfire. Investigators say the attack opens entirely domestic in nature, though the exact motive remains unclear. The incident has since been described as one of the deadliest family-related shootings in recent American history, with authorities noting suspects had a prior firearm-related arrest in 2019, but no known history of domestic violence.
A devastating domestic shooting in the United States has left 8 children dead. The incident occurred early Sunday morning in Shreveport, Louisiana. Police say the victims, aged between 3 and 11, included 7 of the suspect's own children. The attack unfolded across 2 homes in the same neighborhood. Authorities confirmed that the children were killed inside one residence, while one child was found on the roof after reportedly trying to escape. Another child survived after jumping from the roof and is receiving medical treatment. 2 women, including the suspect's wife, were also shot and remain in critical condition. Police identified the gunman as Sharma Elkins. He was killed following a police pursuit that ended in an exchange of gunfire. Investigators say the attack appears to be entirely domestic in nature, although the exact motive remains unclear. The police chief expressed shock after the incident, stating that the tragedy was difficult to comprehend. Authorities also noted that the suspect had a prior firearms-related arrest in 2019, but no known history of domestic violence. The shooting began before sunrise, when the suspect first attacked one home before moving to another location. The incident has been described as one of the deadliest mass shootings involving a family in recent years. Investigations are ongoing as the community grapples with the scale of the tragedy.
That is all for the news, and now let's take a quick look at our top stories. In higher education, 8 Malawian inmates selected into public universities. In health, National Agency for Control of AIDS warned against misleading HIV data circulating on social media. Business Rise in Nigeria introduces new interest rate benchmark. In international news, Ghana shooting leaves 8 children dead in domestic attack. And I thank you very much for sticking with us on the AAU TV Mid-Week News. Get interactive with us via our dedicated social media platforms at Association of African Universities on YouTube and Facebook. My name is Maame, Otuakoa, and do enjoy the rest of your week.